Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Terri Wisdom, and this is Harlem Network News. And Harlem Network News is a media platform, and we are dedicated to assuring that Harlem and the Harlems of the world are informed, engaged, and called to action. And that's really, really critical at such a time as this. We are very grateful to come to you this evening, this afternoon, on the eve of Juneteenth. Juneteenth. Very, very, very significant. It is a national holiday signed into legislation by President Joe Biden. I believe that was June 17th, 2021, just in time. And so that's a powerful thing, especially it's a powerful thing for Black Americans, but it's a powerful thing for all people, that particularly with all that we have going on in the world, there is a Juneteenth that we can stand up, raise a flag for, and really celebrate ourselves. So we are even more grateful that we are here in Harlem, which is the Mecca of the Harlem worlds. We're right here. And we are here with Brother Ade Rasul. And in Harlem, we have been celebrating Juneteenth for 33 years. This is our 33rd celebration. And Brother Ade Rasul is the chair of the Juneteenth committee, and I hope I'm getting it right, for the Masjid Malcom Shabaaz right here on 116. So I'm just going to let Brother Ade tell us who he is, whose he is, a bit about the masjid and the history of how this all came about, because some people, particularly in this part of the world or this part of the country, Juneteenth is a new thing. In some places it's an old thing, but the fact that 33 years ahead of the curve, that's like knowing all about Black Wall Street before everybody was knowing about it, so that's a very huge thing leading the way. So without further ado, Brother Ade, please share a bit about the history of this Juneteenth right here in the Mecca, in the village of Harlem.
Thank you so much, Terry. Let me say, peace be upon you, and with God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. Before I begin, I want to really thank you, Terry. You are living up to your name, Terri Wisdom. You have reached out to us ever since you started the Harlem Network News. Every single year, you reach out to us to get our take in regards to this annual event. You have been the only network that has been consistently reaching out to us and helping and assisting us on a consistent basis. And I want to make note of that. And we're proud of you and proud of the work that you're doing. And we continue to support you 100%. And we're so enthusiastic about your work. We'll probably talk about that a little later on, but we have you one of our grand marshals.
Oh,
So
yes, yes.
congratulations
I'm so
being the
proud.
marshal in the
I'm
parade
so humbled.
for this 33rd annual Juneteenth event.
It's a power.
We're very grateful, and I'm especially grateful. And I like the way you promote Harlem, because I was born and raised in Harlem. So I'm a prodigy of the Harlem community, and it's always good to be able to give back. So I'm very honored to be here speaking with you in that spirit. So as you know, Juneteenth is the oldest known celebration of the ending of slavery. It's commonly referred to as Freedom Day. Dating back to 1865, it was on June 19th that the Union soldiers, led by Major General Gordon Granger, he landed in Galveston, Texas, with news that the war had ended, Civil War, and President Lincoln, through his Emancipation Proclamation, which had become official January 1st, 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation had little impact on the Texans due to the minimum number of Union soldiers to enforce the new executive order. So in other words, President Abraham Lincoln has signed the Emancipation Proclamation and freed the slaves on paper legally, but in Galveston, Texas, because they didn't have many Union soldiers there, they continued with slavery for 2.5 years later. It was only until the Union soldiers had visited Galveston, Texas, that the slaves knew that they were free. And my understanding is that not just only happened with Galveston, Texas, but there's other places in Georgia that they wanted to continue with the harvesting before they was informing the slaves that they were free. So once the slaves realized that they was free, they began in 1865, 2.5 years later, they began to celebrate their freedom. And so this celebration marked June 19th as being a hallmark for Juneteenth celebrations around the world, not just in the United States, but we also know that Ghana and other countries that liberation movement started by the civil rights movement and other movements that we had here in this country. It ignited their human rights movements and their political struggles and gained them freedom. Ghana is a hallmark of what I'm saying. They celebrate Juneteenth also because of the impetus that our movement gave to freeing Ghana. So Juneteenth is not just a New York phenomenon or United States phenomenon. It has impact around the world. And so we have been celebrating Juneteenth for going about 33rd year. Matter of fact, a couple of things that we're very proud of. Number one, we are the oldest Juneteenth committee in New York City.
Okay.
I can't say New York State because there is a Juneteenth committee in Buffalo that
All
started
right.
a little bit before us. But when it comes to New York City, and when it comes to Harlem, Harlem has a history of being the first and taking
Okay.
the forefront. And so we have continued with that history by being the oldest Juneteenth committee, pardon me, in the city of New York. And the way we got into Juneteenth was our leader, Imam Watadi Muhammad, may God be pleased with him. He's the son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. When he
Okay.
came into office, he instructed members of his followings to support Juneteenth. Juneteenth had started way before we started 33 years ago. There were some
Mhm.
efforts across the country, and he encouraged us to join those efforts. And if they didn't have any efforts in our respective areas, to start one up ourselves. So there
Okay.
wasn't no effort here in New York City. So following the leadership of the leader, we accepted that challenge of starting from zero and actually building up this Juneteenth committee that have been active and consistent. Even during COVID, we continue to participate in Juneteenth activities. Um, so nothing stopped us. We've been doing it consistently. Rain, sleet. And
Yes.
last year, it rained on us. That wasn't the
Right.
first time it rained on us in
Right.
32 years.
Absolutely.
But it seems like when it rained, it's like the ancestors is crying tears of joy. That's the spirit that we had because our
Yes.
spirit
Yes.
was so high. Imagine, our ancestors, they worked from sun up to sundown, no matter what the conditions were.
Absolutely.
Cold, so the least thing that we can do is to make a sacrifice and adjust ourselves to the weather and continue in their legacy and in their spirit. And so that's what we did do last year. And
Okay.
and it was good to see you again last year. We always see you along the route,
Absolutely. I'm there. I'm
taking your
there.
pictures and your
It's
photos and
it's
documenting the history.
very important because as we're moving on, I'm Terri Wisdom. This is Harlem Network News, and I'm here with Brother Ade Rasul, who is the chair of the third Juneteenth Harlem Parade, celebrating 33 years, and that's coming out of the Masjid the Malcom Shabaaz Masjid. And it's very significant. It's becoming the Juneteenth more and more significant because now it's a national holiday. So more people know about it, explanations need to be given for it. And even as I myself, you just shared the knowledge of how it began here in Harlem. And, how your leader said, okay, we've got to connect with, and then just the fact that you shared that it is celebrated around the world. It's not just a US thing, and particularly in Ghana as they fought for their freedom. So it's very, very significant. And also in researching, I was looking at a documentary actually that NBC News put out on Juneteenth, and it really got to some of the inner points that Abraham Lincoln really initially was saying, listen, if we stop the war, because the war was so bloody, then we will, let you keep with slavery. But they didn't want to stop the war. So he kept on going. And then he actually looked at having Black people, who were in some cases enslaved, to help fight the war. And there was one, I don't recall his name, but there was one Black man who actually took over a Union ship and navigated it and sailed it and had his family on him and, sailed them to freedom. And he was so proficient at what he did that the Southern Army, they didn't know that it was a Black man moving it. So from that, and this is a true story, from that is when they decided, okay, these Black people are brave enough and so on and so forth. So really, we fought in that war, fought for
Absolutely.
our own freedom,
Absolutely.
and that's really what the story is. So
Mhm.
it's a very, very significant story. And as we are standing here in this country at this time, yeah, we helped build a country. We helped
Mhm.
fight for our own freedom. We were freedom fighters,
That's right.
so let's not really
Beautiful.
get it too twisted in terms of who we really are and what we have really contributed.
That's right.
So,
And talking about Terry, and talking about consistency, ever since 1865, when the slaves in Galveston, Texas started celebrating, when they first started celebrating,
mhm,
they have been celebrating in Galveston, Texas ever since. And
yeah,
so we were always looking for a point of reference that we can use to
mhm,
hallmark our freedom here in America. And we have come to the conclusion across the country that the best way to mark that period of freedom is this particular incident in terms of how, the slaves were informed 2.5 years later about their freedom. So I
mhm,
think that that's a good pivotal point for us to start. And the one beautiful thing about Juneteenth is that it brings us all together, regardless of your religion, regardless of your color, regardless of your shape, regardless of even your philosophy. It's a day, and you've been out there, Terry. It's a day that
yes,
everybody comes together.
right,
And our
yes, it's a
platform reaches
powerful,
out to every single person,
yes, yes,
that can uh, present themselves and dignify our diaspora.
right,
We're,
yes,
we're not
it's
a monolithic people. We're people with a lot of skills, a lot of talents, and a
mhm,
lot of successes in different areas. So
right,
we use this day to bring everybody together to highlight not only just our survival, but our striving and our progress. It's like a measuring stick we like to use, or a thermometer. We like to measure, our state of affairs. They always have a state of the union address. Well, they
mhm,
got to come up a time in our history where we have a state of a people address. And we
absolutely,
assess,
yeah,
what we've been doing and see how we can continue to work together towards that progress. So on that note, I'd just like to let folks know that it's the 33rd annual 2026 Juneteenth celebration, historical, educational, and cultural expressions of the African American experience. That's June the 20th, this Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. We have a parade that starts at 11 a.m. through the village of Harlem.
yes,
We have a street fair, which begins on 116th Street and Malcolm X Boulevard in Fifth Avenue. And that street fair will also begin at 12 p.m. To 6 p.m. The street fair will consist of educational presentations, cultural presentations. We got health screening, those that need prostate cancer, blood screening. We have
Beautiful.
vans that will be in the block, and we have children activities, uh, book readings. We give children gifts.
Okay, I love
They act out different historical scenes involved in our history.
it.
We have authors that are coming to read their books and to give them out to the children. We have a cookout. That's one of the things they did in Galveston, Texas. They had
Okay,
sports, and they
I
had a
love it.
cookout. So we have sports down there. We have our Rough Riders that's going to be doing a cookout. We're cooking out for over
Nice.
500 children,
Wow.
giving them free burgers and franks and beverages.
Mm,
Um,
I love it.
Again, live entertainment. We have three stages in that block. We have the main stage, which is on the Malcolm X Boulevard side, and that's going to be a huge tent with 300 chairs. And then we have in the middle of the block, we have a jazz stage. Jazz is part of our American history.
Yes,
So
yes.
we have a live jazz stage that will be playing. And then at the Fifth Avenue side of the block, we have the Rough Rider stage, who also brings up the rear of the parade and have been with us since the very beginning of our 33-year history. So we have a lot. We have vendors. As a matter of fact, we got so many vendors, we had to close the registration down. And we're
Wow.
really looking forward to getting additional blocks because we have
Mm,
somewhat outgrown the block. And so we're
okay.
looking to expand. We had to close the vendors down a little more than 2 weeks before the event. And vendors a lot of times like to come the last minute.
Mhm.
So imagine if we had had it open, we would probably have twice as many as we have now. So we have information booths. We have vendors come and get your wares, come and eat your food, the food that's typical of our diaspora, of our culture. Come and enjoy yourself. It's going to be a day
Yes.
of mutually coming together around a very important theme and a very important part of our history. So let's not sleep it. Excuse the phone. I'm in the office,
It's okay.
but
It's
uh, but let's not sleep this
whatever.
opportunity. Let's not spend the day off shopping and going to the movies and going to the bars and entertaining ourselves. Let's enlighten ourselves and make a refresh commitment to the freedom movement because this is Freedom Day and this represents the hallmark of our desire to become even better people here on the shores of America.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for really saying that and sharing that because as we are out in the swell of the crowd, and a lot of our events are not covered by mainstream media. And that's why, like a Harlem Network News, it's really that is our mission to make sure that our people are informed and
Yeah,
engaged and then just called to action. And it's important that these things are documented, these parades, the Juneteenth parade, the African American Day parade, the coming up of the International African Arts Festival.
hmm hmm
These are all Kwanzaa events,
hmm
Forces of Nature at the Apollo. These are
hmm
all um, really holidays and things that we have grown on these shores in this area. But the Juneteenth is an even can be said more significant because it's nationwide
Absolutely.
and it is worldwide. But
Absolutely.
the pride that you see in Harlem when all of the people come out, and it's a feeling of pride, it's a feeling of unity, it's
Absolutely.
a feeling of yes, we can. Even when we looked at the day that brother Malcolm X, Al Haj Malik Shabazz birthday, and
hmm
all of the stores, for the most part, were shut down
hmm
on 1/25th. So it is exercise in showing, as we're getting ready to open that Obama Center. I know there
Yeah.
was VIP there today, but it is a showing of yes, we can. So
Yes.
we need to pull together. We know that it is election primary season. We have some very critical elections that are coming up. We're going to have some of the candidates that are right here in Central Harlem and the Bronx. We've got a congressional race, which is very, very serious. We have an assembly race is very, very serious. So all of these things we have to participate. We are
Mhm.
participants. We know our Knicks won the series, and we had the parade today, and people participated. A lot of
Mhm.
the black and brown people were the ones that were out there. But
Absolutely.
even if they're not the owners, those that made that happen, a majority are black and brown people. So it
Mhm.
is showing our pride, our strength, and it's very important that as we celebrate these national holidays, because these holidays have now real significant meaning, like a Dr. Martin Luther King Day, you know,
Mhm.
Juneteenth. These national holidays have significant meaning, and it's important that we know the meaning. It's not just a holiday for holiday, and just like in our schools, we have many other days that are off now. The two ids, we have different days, uh this festival of lights,
Mhm.
so we have a myriad of people, particularly in New York City, but it's important that people know what they're celebrating, and young people, so that they can continue this movement and this legacy. And I know there's the mother or the grandmother of Juneteenth, and her name is Opal Lee.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
she is a retired teacher, and out of the civil rights and activism, she's from Fort Worth, Texas. And she's widely celebrated for leading for decades a lot of the grassroots movement with Juneteenth.
Absolutely.
So this is real talk here.
And
So
she wasn't no young cookie either.
no,
You
no,
know, it was her pressure on President Biden that initiated the federal legislation and the holiday. But God is in control of everything because I never thought when I first started out, 32 years ago,
yeah,
with the following the instruction of the leader, Imam W.D. Muhammad, I
mhm,
never thought that I would see a national holiday in my lifetime,
yeah,
because we always think about a protracted struggle. We know that everything that we got in America, we had to literally fight for. I
absolutely,
didn't anticipate that
absolutely,
anybody was going to give us anything. Well, the reason why I say God is always in control of things, because who thought that we was going to go through a period of COVID? I mean,
yeah,
we went through a period of COVID. The whole world went through a period of COVID, and COVID changed a lot of lives and
hmm,
opened up a lot of hearts. It touched a lot of hearts. And her pressure during the time of COVID touched hearts that were not touched in places prior to COVID that
hmm,
ushered in this initiative. So our people have always been believers in God. Even during the time of slavery, they always knew that there was something bigger and better and just and right
hmm,
besides the slave master, and they had faith. That was the only thing that was able to carry them from day to day, hoping that one day their dream would come true, and that is that we will be treated as decent human beings and able to grow and develop to our full potential. And that day is here. It's just that unfortunately many of us are sleeping these opportunities. But the day is here, and during the Juneteenth celebration, you can feel their presence of saluting us. As we spend that day rejoicing and planning and assessing where we need to go in the future. So it's a day, to come with your families. There's plenty to do in that block for that particular day.
hmm,
We have all kinds of local folks that are going to be participating, highlighting their services that day. We had the informational booth for folks if you're interested. We got the fire department coming out. We have,
okay,
like I said before, we got the prostate cancer test. We got the hospitals that are out with their mobile vans. Um, so we have a lot of activities in the block on that day, and we're asking you to please come out and support these activities. And most importantly, bring your children, and show them, that the future is very bright, and that it can be even brighter with their contribution and their participation to uplift the spirit and the good works and the dignity of our people in support of our ancestors' wishes and prayers.
Very, very critical. And, here at Harlem Network News, we're here to document it, we're here to talk about it. And we are very honored am humbled and honored to be a grand marshal, but it's a Harlem Network News thing. It's a Harlem thing. I have really spent my entire adult life here in Harlem and work with the community. My children were raised here, from Harlem Little League to, Harlem School of the Arts to children's art,
Yeah,
everything.
right. Yeah,
So it means a lot to me, but I
mhm.
also, and so is not necessarily my personal award, but it's an award for all that I've walked with. Apache Cruz, karate. I mean, it's just that my son, it's a whole collaborative thing. And I
That's
know,
right.
I believe it's at about 1:30. We're going to be on the main stage, and the Grand
Yeah,
Marshal.
the itinerary that day is we have a breakfast for you and your family, Terry. All the grand marshals get a chance to network with their families. We
Mhm.
have a breakfast because it's a full day. I want to let your listening audience know that the breakfast is not for everybody. We can't feed the whole of Harlem.
Okay.
Okay, but we do have a breakfast for the family members where they will also be given their sashes and given their instructions and the preparation for the day. After the breakfast, we will be coming upstairs at about 10 o'clock to board the floats. This year we have 15 floats.
Yes.
It seems like
15
every year the floats
floats. So
increase and
it's
increase
no
and
minor
increase.
parade.
Right, so we have 15 sponsors that have sponsored floats in this particular Juneteenth event. We're at the point now where we're looking for other float companies because uh, we are growing so fast that the float company that we're currently working with, they can't supply us with the amount of floats that we got the
Wow.
demand for. So
Powerful.
until we can build our own floats and
Mhm.
store them ourselves, which is our one of the objectives that we have, we
Okay.
always believe in doing for self. Until we can do that, then we have to look for some alternatives. Well, we're looking right now for some garages. Any of your listening audience have some space that we can
Okay.
store some
It
floats in.
happens.
Please, you can contact us at Juneteenth celebration NYC dot uh, .org. Or you
Okay.
can email us at Juneteenth Celebration NYC uh, at gmail.com.
Okay.
Juneteenth
Okay.
Celebration NYC at gmail.com. Juneteenth Celebration NYC.org for our website. Everything's on the website. So if you get a chance, go to the website. You get a picture of how things are operated last year and previous years and what we're trying to do. So again, we need all of your support if we can. One of the things I wanted to mention, if I can, Terry, is about the
Yes,
grand
please.
marshals.
Hmm.
I want to bring this thing in your court.
Okay. Okay.
But 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 before I do that, I still want to answer your question. So basically, the parade starts at 11 o'clock. All the bands are assembled. We have quite a few bands. We even have the Cobra band from Harlem.
All right.
When we
Okay.
first started, when the Cobra was first starting, they used to lead our parade, but they've gotten so big. They are in France. They all over the world
Mm,
representing Harlem. They
love
have
it. Love it.
a
Love
big
it.
demand on them. But they just recently, as recent as 2 days ago, let us know that they will be participating with us, that they're putting us on their schedule. So we have
Okay.
several bands that will be participating. But I wanted to mention the Cobras because they are a Harlem grown band and they're coming back home. They're coming back home to roost. So they
Powerful.
will be after the parade. After the parade, which will be leaving from 116th Street and Malcolm X Boulevard, and literally we'll go down to 8th Avenue or Frederick Douglass Boulevard. We go
Yes.
down Frederick Douglass Boulevard to 125th Street, and then from 125th Street, we're going to be coming east to Malcolm X Boulevard again and coming back uptown to I'm sorry, downtown to 116th Street,
Mm.
enjoying the festivities in the block.
All right. All
Uh,
right.
our grand marshals and our honored guests and our elected officials, and by the way, it's an election year. that's one of the reasons why we have so many elected officials, as just about
Absolutely.
all of them. They're batting about 100 for this event. They all have confirmed that they will be there and at the celebration. We anticipate being back from the parade at about 1:30. So the main stage program should start at approximately 1:30, 1:45 the latest.
Okay.
Can't make the parade and you can't walk with us in the parade, then please, by all means, meet us at the what we call the grandstand, which is the main tent area that holds 300 people, and at
Exciting.
least hear from our elected officials as we honor some of the grand marshals. And we have several of them. One grand marshal, if I can, Terry, if it's okay with you,
Oh, please. Yes.
jump
This is
into
important.
give the exciting news about the grand
All
marshals.
right.
Okay? And that is that I don't know if y'all know of a brother named Ash Cash. Ash Cash. Now, Ash Cash comes from Harlem.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Ash Cash is a financial motivator.
Mm,
He's a best-selling author,
okay.
best-selling, right? So he's
Wow.
known all over the place. For on financial, he's a financial educator, an entrepreneur, and cultural influencer, the dedicated to empowering individual to achieve financial freedom and abundant living. Once again,
Okay.
he's a
Something
motivator,
that
he's
we
a
all need.
motivational speaker.
Yes.
He empowers individuals and families to become financially free and abundantly living. So and he's been seen on television. I've seen him on an interview on Today's Show.
Okay.
And what's
Beautiful.
interesting about it is that he's a very young brother,
Mm,
but he's a financially independent person. They come
mm,
right out of the heartbeat of Harlem, and he's so
okay.
excited to be able to come back home
Mm,
with his family and spend the day with us. So he
beautiful.
will be there. We will be honoring him and his good works. I got to meet him because he's the author of over 20 books. Okay, I got to meet him because he does mentoring sessions across the country with young people. And my daughter, who's a doctor in Atlanta, Georgia, was
All
part
right.
of his class, and
Mm,
she's the one that recommended him. So she's
mm.
so excited that he's doing what he do for a lifetime. He's sharing it with Harlem, which is where he came from.
Okay.
So
Very
it's a
important to
full
all of
circle.
us.
It's going to be a full circle event for Ask Cash. Then we got Ralph McDaniels. Many people know Ralph McDaniels, an executive producer. He's the one that gave a lot of the hip hop artists, such as Cool J and other hip hop
Mm.
icons, Run DMC, and many others. He's the one that gave them their start. That's how far back he goes.
Okay.
And
We
he's
all
well
used to
known in the
watch him
industry.
because
He's a
MTV didn't play our music. Actually broke that.
yeah, and he's a film and producer and a producer.
Wow.
Video music box. Many people might
Yes.
know about the
Yes.
video music box. Okay.
Yes. I remember one of the Goldie Hotlocks from
Yeah, that's it.
Music Box.
Exactly. So he wasn't and he has a history similar to some of our other heroes' history, and that is that, he he was an inmate from
Mm.
Galway State Prison.
Wow.
So here the man came from a life of an inmate. I
Mm.
remember another inmate that came from Galway State Prison that used to be a boxer.
Mm.
Heavyweight boxer,
Okay.
Rockman, I think his name was.
Mm.
And he was falsely accused of a crime. He spent all that time in Broadway,
Wow.
still made a name for himself. So don't think that we still don't have modern day slavery barriers, unfortunately, that we still don't have to bust out of.
Mm.
But I just wanted to know that he had become successful and well known, and he will be there as another one of our grand marshals. That's
Beautiful.
Ralph McDaniels. And also we have one of our own, Brother Reggie Mitchell. A lot of people from Harlem know Brother Reggie Mitchell. Brother Reggie is actively involved in a lot of activities in Harlem. He's the recipient of a prestigious 2020 Celebrate That Brother Award. Uh, He's also named after, he received a mentor award after A.K. Rose, which is a community service award. A.K. Rose, may God be pleased with him, was a very active socialite in Harlem who
Okay.
passed away not too long ago. So the brothers got together and they put together a organization and they do food drives, school drives. They do the Kwanzaa program in honor of brother Akil, who passed away.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, yes.
Reggie is very active. Matter of fact, he has his own radio station along with a couple of other brothers. And so he's going to be on it with us. Uh, I try to get the name of his station. I'm supposed to be on it tomorrow at 5 o'clock,
Okay,
as a matter of fact.
okay.
So WP,
Is it
it's the city college
W?
station. Oh, WACR.
Yeah,
That's it.
WHCR.
That's it. Thank you,
Yes,
Terry.
and that's the college
WACR
station.
90.3 FM.
Right.
It's called Another Perspective.
Mhm.
It's a public
And what
affairs talk
time?
show.
What time will you be on
I'll
tomorrow?
be on at 5 o'clock
5 o'clock.
tomorrow on the
Okay,
radio station. Yes,
wonderful,
ma'am.
excellent.
And of course, you know, a lot of people don't talk about you, Terry, but you're gonna be our Grand Marshal also.
Thank
Miss Terri Wisdom, Of course we know she's a grandmother, a partner, a maverick filmmaker, real estate mogul,
you.
partner in the Harlem Landmark Guest House, New
Right.
Harlem.
That's in the
I can go
past.
on and
Absolutely.
on. Flagship restaurant in Harlem, where she
Yeah.
produced an
Mhm.
award-winning dinner theater, Sugar Ray, directed by the late godfather of Black theater, Woody King Jr. I didn't know
Absolutely.
you had that cultural skills too. So not
Yeah.
just are you a radio host, but
Yes.
you also have strong roots.
Yes. Yes. Woody and I go back
And
far to filmmaking. So I was so honored to work with him on that play, and we won an Adelco Award. So there you go.
this is what impressed me the most about your bio, Terry, is that you says at the end, give thanks, praise, and gratitude for this wonderful life. There is no progress without struggle. Alutu continual. The struggle continues. Heal a woman, heal a nation. Amen. Hallelujah. I see. Donad, Maduro, Madupi, brother.
All
Miss
the
Wisdom
way.
is of African and
Way.
Cherokee
Yes.
Indian descent. She is
Yes.
a proud and fierce cultural warrior, advocate, and activist. So we are honored, Terry, to
Thank
be
you.
not
Thank you.
only in your presence,
As we're
but have
on
you
here,
with us.
I'm also just going to say my son's name because we have to do that. I'll say all my relations, but my son, Ali Sam Wayman Wisdom, also in music, Columbo the Shining Star. He was shot and killed on the Shinnecock Reservation 4 years ago. I'm a member of Harlem Mothers and Fathers Saved
Beautiful,
and do a series on gun violence with WBAI every Tuesday morning,
beautiful.
7 to 8 a.m.
That's
So
right.
this is, in honor of him and what we stood for. And I know he's looking down from heaven and saying, Mom,
Right.
do
I
this.
mean,
That.
God bless her.
He was a,
And we want to make sure, Terry, they give us
yes.
the information earlier this year. We want to make sure we support the annual banquet that they do
Okay. Okay.
under the
Absolutely.
bubble. Okay, we want to make
Absolutely.
sure our presence is there. Okay.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
then we have three also grand marshals that have been recommended by Senator Cordell Clear, our wonderful senator, who's in partnership with us. And she has been in partnership with us before she became a senator, while she was a district leader. She had been in partnership with us from the very beginning, and she always gives us some business grand marshal recommendations. And
Mhm.
one of them, I know many Harlemites is going to know these businesses.
Okay.
It's called the uh, L.A. Sweets, New York. It's a bakery. It's a
Okay.
Harlem-based bakery by Loretta Calderon. Very young sister too, but she runs a bakery.
Okay. Beautiful.
And she's going to be receiving her honors. And she's
Mhm.
so happy that, we're acknowledging her good works. It's hard to not only just establish a business, but to keep a business consistently
Yeah.
and
Keeping
to
a
be
business
young and focused at that
very
is more
important.
commendable. And then we have a family. I didn't know they were family members, but it's husband and wife. We have Dr. Princess Jenkins. She's
Oh,
the
okay.
founder and the owner of the Brownstone store.
Absolutely.
Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the style. Everybody come from around the world to get her styles
Mhm.
and her latest
Yeah.
fashions.
Two shops,
And
right?
her husband also, who's the owner of a family barbershop,
Absolutely.
Mr. Polo Green.
Mhm.
So we got a family team here that have a legacy of business. So we want to
Very
make sure that
important.
we present that model out to our people that we have to be about business, especially now that they seem to be taking away everything. under this government and this administration.
Right.
We have to start doing what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has told us from the very beginning, and that Marcus Garvey has demonstrated before him. We got to start doing for self. We got to start pulling our resources. Don't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. We got to start pulling our resources together, and we have to start supporting each other. And this
Yeah,
way, we can
support
have
one
less
another's
dependent on
business.
other people. So we should not lose those lessons of those past leaders and the direction that they gave us that not only allowed us to survive, but allowed us to strive, because of the resources that was pulled together. And by the way, this Juneteenth celebration have never been supported by any federal, state, or city dollars. For 33, going on 33 years now, we have pulled together community resources, and
Mhm.
the primary supporters, financial supporters even,
Mhm.
of this event come from community-based organizations,
Wow, that's
mom
very
and pop
beautiful.
stores that
Very
are on the corner that's in the neighborhood. So we are demonstrating how you can pull your resources together to continue with something for 33 years that's continuously expanding and getting bigger and bigger and better and better. So that's the message that I have to give to us in this day and time. We have to mainly refocus and start doing for ourselves. And this is why Ask Cass is so important in terms of his participation, because he goes around the country encouraging us to thrive, manage our finances and to thrive in this American society. Everybody else does. Why don't we?
absolutely.
Mhm.
So it really makes me think of, and we're going to wind down. This is Terry Wisdom, Harlem Network News, and we're here with Brother Ade Rasul, who is the head of the Juneteenth 33rd right here in Harlem. That is also, a part of the Masjid Malcom Shabaaz. So
Mhm.
very, very critical. But it also, like as you were saying that, it really makes me think of our great Adam Clayton Powell Jr. when he
Absolutely.
said, "What's in your hand? What
Absolutely.
is in your hand?" But
Absolutely.
also to know that we have the power. If people don't support us, don't buy from them. Shut it down.
Absolutely.
Buy from one another. These are what the messages are. And
Absolutely.
also, whatever we have, whatever we have fought for, whatever we've gained, like Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday didn't just come up. People fought for that, wrote songs for that. In reading the book of Gil Scott Heron, I went to school with him.
Yeah.
He's one of my upper classmates, but he did a lot to work with Stevie Wonder to make that possible, to make that. So when you sing that birthday song, that's not just coming out of idle. That's coming
Yeah.
out the struggle of them going
Absolutely.
all around the country to make that happen. So that
Absolutely.
is where we have to say the struggle continues. And we're going to just give one final word because we have one other thing that is happening right here in Harlem, and that is the flag raising. And that is
Absolutely.
happening tomorrow at 9 a.m. And that is something that Senator Cordell Clear coordinates, and is right at the Adam Clayton Powell State Office building on the plaza. A lot of the public officials and community people will be there, and Brother Ade Rasul will be there. So you want to share a little bit about
Yeah, we've
what's going to happen? Yeah.
again, Senator Cordell Clear has been our strongest supporter and partner in regards to the Juneteenth effort. And she started, I believe this is the third or fourth flag raising that she started at the Harlem State Office building. And we have been one of her strongest supporters in this effort. And so we're asking everybody to come out at 9 o'clock tomorrow. And this is
Yes,
a
Friday
preview
morning,
to the
Juneteenth,
Juneteenth celebration
actual Juneteenth.
scheduled for the next day. So we
Mhm,
get a chance to celebrate all weekend long.
mhm.
So being that tomorrow is going to be a city holiday, most people on a city, state, and
Mhm.
federal holiday, most people
Yes,
will not be
yes.
working. So
Mhm,
there should be no excuse why that plaza shouldn't be packed. And you
mhm.
mentioned Adam Clayton Powell, and we need to salute that statue that's in front of him,
Absolutely.
because his spirit is going to be there too. So
Absolutely.
she's organizing the flag raising as a excellent kickoff or introduction to the full Juneteenth program we'll be having the next day. But I also want to mention and thank Imam Pasha. He's the imam over
Yes. Yes.
historical Masjid Malcom Shabaaz. because he's the one that has allowed me to be able to coordinate this effort. He's the one that when Imam Muhammad gave the charge to join Juneteenth efforts or to start your own, he immediately began to put together this committee and had authorized me to be coordinating of this committee. And he has been directing us and supporting us, and ever since, So you might not see him here, you might not hear him talking, but if you hear me talking, you're hearing him
Right,
talking because
right.
he's
Yes,
giving us this direction. And we have a beautiful committee. I want to thank all of the committee members. Terry, you had a chance to meet our committee
yes, yes,
last
I
night
did.
at one of the
Shout
meetings,
out to your committee
and
and
that's right.
my close friends, Isato, Baby.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank
Absolutely.
you
So we
for
got
all.
soldiers, males and females, that have been champions for freedom causes that are on our committee, and they not just of the Islamic diaspora. Matter of fact, less people of the Islamic diaspora than of the general community. So we
Mhm.
represent every aspect of the community in
Absolutely.
this Juneteenth effort, as the leader told us to do, and we all share and we all plan this all together. So I want to shout out to them and all of the grand marshals that we have every single year through the 33 years that we're doing this, they have been grandfathered in as grand marshals. So just about everybody on that committee has been a grand marshal already.
Mhm. Beautiful.
So it ain't like you get your hardware, you get your medallions, and you get your plaques and whatnot, and you walk away.
And
No,
you
you're making a
keep
commitment to make
working,
sure
keep
that
the
you
good.
pave it away for other people, and that's the spirit.
So it's a beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful thing to see, like you said, all the people of Harlem, all of the different mosques from you to mosque number 7, the churches, and I think, like, as we end on this note, one of the things that has really been talked about is the spiritual aspect that we must bring to everything that we do, even with different you know the the violence and the killings and all the things that have happened. I know our former chancellor, David Banks, when the young man was tragically shot and people videoed it out in Queens, one of the things he said, we got to get back to the spiritual aspect of things, no matter what the religion is, or, we've got to get back to that. And that goes back to that faith and what we stand on.
Absolutely.
So I will let you close us out on that. And thank you for starting us with prayer. And
So
we look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the flag raising. And there is an actual Juneteenth flag.
absolutely.
It has a star in it for Texas. And of
Okay.
course, we got the red, black, and green flag.
So,
But
so can I leave on that note just in terms of the phone
yes,
number, Terry?
yes, sir,
If you
please.
want further information, you can also call us at 212-662-2200. 212-662-2200. You can go to the website, Juneteenth Celebration NYC.org, or you can go to the email address, Juneteenth Celebration NYC@gmail.com. Terry, we thank you. God bless you. We
Oh,
look forward to being
thank
with
you.
you.
Thank you. And support Juneteenth in any way you can. Donations support Harlem Network News. You can reach us directly if you have stories or events that need coverage at 646 You can email us at Harlem Network News at gmail.com. We need your support. You can donate to us on Zelle, Cash App. It's really critical because it helps to keep us going. So very, very important and significant. And I also just want to say, on this magnanimous weekend, happy Father's Day.
Oh,
Happy
thank you so
Father's
much.
Day to all. We salute you, brothers. Yes,
Beautiful.
we do.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. So,
Thank you,
okay.
Terry.
All right. So blessings, and forward ever, backward never, and up you mighty race. In the words of Marcus Messiah Garvey, let's go. We got this.
I mean, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.